Hey everybody, sorry I've been neglecting this channel for a while now. I just haven't really been enjoying Magic lately, so instead of just never posting anything again, I decided to instead make a video posting what I am enjoying. This is Pokemon Sword and Shield, the newest games in the franchise, obviously, and today I'm going to play a little bit of online on the ranked ladder. So I have labeled this video ScarfTar because this is the only lead Pokemon I've found who's been able to do anything at all. This is Tyranitar with a Choice Scarf. Full attack and speed investment with a plus attack nature, and then his moves are Crunch, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Iron Head. Stone Edge and Crunch are the best stab moves available. Iron Head is basically great with Scarf because it's a flinch move. It covers all the fairies. I'll get to why I'm playing that later. And is just generally pretty powerful, and then Earthquake is like the best move in Pokemon and always has been, so shouldn't need too much explanation there. The reason I'm playing this instead of some more traditional lead is the Iron Head, because frankly I have tried a whole bunch of different things and I keep losing to fairies, in particular Mimikyu. That Pokemon is ridiculous. But hopefully if I lead on Tyranitar, they will see this big slow rock monster, lean on Disguise and get off a Swords Dance, and then I can surprise them with how fast I am with an Iron Head to kill, and then not have to deal with that. If people aren't familiar, the format for online Pokemon is that you take a team of 6, and then you see your opponent's roster of 6, and before the actual match, then you select 3 to actually use. So if you guess wrong, you are in a lot of trouble because you have 3 Pokemon against potentially the 3 worst options. So I'm going to run through my 6 real quick, and then we'll go ahead and get into some matches. Already explained Tyranitar. Next we have Melodic. This Pokemon was really good for me early, but it hasn't been as good late. I might cut it. Leftovers, a lot of special defense, and HP investment. Scald, Ice Beam, Substitute, and Recover. This is a pretty stock stall set. Substitute shuts off things like conditions like Toxic, while also blunting the effects of max moves, since at most they deal a quarter of your health then. Recover can just really stall people out effectively. Scald can get a burn, and then you just have to kind of wait and the opponent loses. And Ice Beam is a really good coverage move that you can also fish for freezes. So, really happy with this set on this Pokemon. Next is Komao with a Fiji Berry. Another rule of online is that you can't have copies of the same held item. So if I had my druthers, this would be a Leftovers, but alas. I've invested heavily, again, in special defense, and HP, but also heavily into attack. This is a very bulky Komao build, and hopefully you can see why. We have Poison Jab for coverage against fairies and also a chance of condition. Drain Punch is great sustain and can often let you win games with this Pokemon and nothing else. Dragon Tail is our dragon coverage move, but more than that, it gives us a phaser. If they set up with Swords Dance or something like that, we can phase their Pokemon out and not have to deal with that. And finally, Clangorous Soul. Basically what this does is you sacrifice a third of your health and then get +1 to all your stats. So even though I haven't invested in speed, suddenly Komao will become quite fast. An additional 50% puts it to... I'm not sure what it is when we're set level 50, but very fast is the answer. And then you can just kind of sweep with Poison Jab and Drain Punch, since your strength is almost up. And, conveniently, sacrificing a third of your health synergizes really well with this type of berry. If I get hit for, say, half my health, and then Clangorous Soul for another third, I'll go really low, get half my health back, and then hopefully can just Drain Punch my way through the game. Next is Lucario. I really like this Pokemon. He hasn't been very good for me lately. It feels like he can't switch into anything. Life Orb for extra power, attack and speed investment, pretty straightforward. Meteor Mash and Close Combat are your stab moves, and cover things reasonably well, but not perfectly. Extreme Speed covers for the fact that Lucario is kind of annoyingly slow. 90 or 95 speed is like not really enough. And then Swords Dance lets you set up a sweep. Swords Dance plus Extreme Speed can still kill a lot of things. Hydreigon, I have it with specs here. I think Scarf is better, but again, Scarf is on my Tyranitar, so I can't double up. This thing's okay. It has some good switches, and it's obviously extremely powerful. Sometimes you just need a Specs Fire Blast and you can kill basically anything, but I haven't super loved it. I will continue looking. As you can tell, that my team is a work in progress, and I'm not super satisfied with many of my choices. And then lastly, I have an Arcanine. He has a Lychee Berry. I'm not sure what this would be if I could do anything at all, but the reason I have Lychee Berry is because of Flare Blitz. It's pretty easy to get Arcanine to go low, and then he gets a whole lot of attack, and you can extreme speed people to death. Arcanine mostly exists so it can switch into Fairy types, because Fire resists Fairy, and then he can either Flare Blitz down frail ones or fish for an Iron Tail to try to kill them if they're a bit tankier. Extreme Speed is the same as it is on Lucario, and Will-O-Wisp is really nice for shutting down physical attackers. I was trying to lead on Arcanine because Intimidate was so good, but it kept turning out that he just died to everything anyway, so maybe there's a better way to build this, maybe it should just be something else, but Arcanine's been okay for me. So yeah, that's my team of 6. I will talk through more decisions as they come up. I'll go ahead and get into a match. Alright, getting into it. Alright, let's see what the opponent's working with. Jolteon, Cinderace, Charizard, Dracozolt, Dubwool, and Heliolisk. That is a lot of electric types. So I think we're going to leave Melodic on the bench today. Tyranitar seems great. He handles both the fire types like Cinderace and Charizard, and can also Earthquake the other things. Do they have anything that seems to punish dragons? Not really. They seem to have a mix of attackers and special attackers, so I'm not particularly leaning towards a wall type deal. Hydreigon actually does seem good here. And I'm thinking Komao is my good last option. Just as a bulky dragon that can resist the electric and fire, and then hopefully sweep up. As you could have seen, I am Great Ball tier. If you're expecting top tier Pokemon battling, I suggest you find a different channel to watch. I actually hadn't played a Pokemon game since Soul Silver, and this was my first gen back. I played competitive back in Platinum, but haven't since then, so I am not very good yet. It's a learning process. We are relearning. Alright, let's see what their lead is. Okay. So, the conflict here, this is a physical attacker. I can probably outspeed him with my Scarf, unless he's also Scarfed. It's just a matter of if I want to risk Stone Edge missing, but if I Dynamax, then I do not get the benefit of my Scarf, and so if he has a fighting move, I might just die. So I'm just going to go for a Stone Edge here. Oh, well, I got very lucky. Oh my god, then he got very lucky. Whew. So, now what? I think I have to switch to Komao. Hydreigon will also just die if that connects, so we don't want that. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out. Bam. Okay, so less than half my health, even with the Sandstorm, is good, because that means unless he's got something better going on, I'm going to get to connect with this Drain Punch and get a lot of health back. Well, that might be it. Really unfortunate that I missed with that Stone Edge. I think that might have just won the game in itself. Dynamaxing is just so awkward in a situation like this because, like, we're both already chunked, and so doubling the health pool... Oh wow, he's got a flying move. That's just awful for me. Yeah, now he gets the extra stage of speed. That's probably just it, if I had to guess. Don't really have anything to deal with this. Like I said, he showed 3 electric types, so I really didn't want to bring Melodic, but now I just don't feel like I have anything that can deal with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to Dynamax and hope that I somehow live. I don't think that's particularly likely. I'm going to go for the Max Quake, Or, yeah. Ugh. I don't really have great options here. I think Max Quake will definitely kill if it connects. I just don't think I'm going to make it that far. We were both seeing why Dynamaxing, I think, is a somewhat interesting mechanic. Like, the fact that you can do something different with it every game makes it much more interesting to me than, say, Z moves, which you just kind of blow and do your thing. But at the same time, I think Okay, I lived. So we're still playing the game. This better kill or I'm in trouble. Okay, so opponent is pretty heavily advantaged here. They get the favorable switch. Tyranitar has a couple stages of special defense, but that's not really his issue. And I just have one Pokemon left that is going to have a tough time switching into basically anything. I suppose if they show like a water move or something, I can probably get it, or even grass. Okay. So, I'm just going to go for another Max Quake. I think the other option is to switch to Tyranitar, or to Hydreigon. I don't know exactly what he's going to throw out, but most of the time when I've seen these Pokemon, they've been scarfed, so Hydreigon will probably just die afterwards anyway. Yeah. So Hydreigon probably would have lived through that, resisting the electric, and being a reasonably bulky Pokemon, but I suppose if he is scarfed, then a second one probably wouldn't kill me either. So that wasn't great. Probably could have done better. I'm just going to attempt to Dragon Pulse here, hope that he doesn't outspeed me and hit me with some sick dragon move, or have a fairy switch. Oh god, please don't have a fairy switch. No, just a Charizard. Unfortunately, Charizard is... Oh god, that was so close. And I think we are donezo. Yeah, I was gonna say, Charizard happens to be 2 base speed higher than Hydreigon. Okay. Fainted, my Dragon Pulse is gonna fail. I guess if I'm faster than this thing, I'll probably take it. I have choice specs, so this is gonna hit really hard. One of the things that's different about playing 3s like this than playing normal 6v6 is, for example, yeah, felt like I mostly lost this one to the lead, but oh well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, for instance, I had, and it made the difference there, I had Dragon Pulse instead of Draco Meteor, because you just can't expect to switch around as much. Like there, I would have gone off with 3 Draco Meteors, would have had no special attack left, so. Alright, on to the next one. Okay. Second match against Zeta. You may notice that I am 14-14. I started out 10-0 in ranked matches, so things have not been going well for a while. Alright, what do we got? We have a Fighting Psychic. That's mildly scary for Tyranitar. I would love if that wasn't lead. Butterfree is, I don't think, a very good Pokemon. Can probably just kill that pretty easily. Corviknight plus Weezing makes me kind of want to bring the Arcanine this time, so I can have good switches for fire. Appleton is a fine, thick Pokemon, but I don't think super impressive. And Barraskewda is really obnoxious with Dynamax. It can get very fast and just sweep your whole team really quickly. I don't have great options to that, so I think I'm going to lead Tyranitar and pray to God that they don't have their Gallade. And then... Melodic is a fine choice here. It doesn't match up super well against anything, but it doesn't match up really poorly against anything either. In particular, Appleton would be a little annoying, but she has Ice Beam, so quad super effective Ice Beam is usually enough to kill somebody. like I said, I've been losing a lot in a row, which, man, that is exactly what I did not want to see. Alright, so Melodic can take a better hit than Arcanine, but Arcanine will intimidate Gallade down, and then I can look to, depending on the damage I take, maybe Will-O-Wisp to cut his attack further, or I can just like Extreme Speed to try and kill him, because Gallade is relatively squishy. Melodic is not guaranteed to get anything done here, and if I take too much damage on the switch, I might just like lose. I am playing a strategy entirely revolving around having a good lead, and I am getting wrecked on the first matchup every time. It's quite unfortunate. But hey, that means I need to switch things around. Bulk up, okay. So he's back to neutral attack, but lots of defense. I'm gonna go for a Will-O-Wisp here, try to cut his attack down a bit. Okay, going for the Dynamax. Yeah, like I was saying, I think one of my biggest flaws is I'm not leveraging this super well. Like I mentioned Barraskewda, but also like a couple others are like Gyarados, that basically they can Dynamax on the first or second turn and it completely decides the game. That's really scary. Okay, cut his attack down a little bit. If he doesn't have an effective move, I might not die here. Yeah, this is like the problem that I was referring to, is now he's going to be faster than me, and so he's just going to keep getting scarier. He probably also has a physical move, or a fighting move, which will also buff his attack. Let's see. I think I'm actually going to go for this. So my feeling is that he is going to be faster than me now, and then he will hit me relatively low but not kill me. Then I will get the effect of my berry, and I can max Steel Spike to also get a bunch of defense, and then try to either kill him or just stall things out. I wish the turns lined up slightly differently. I would like to be able to max guard next turn, and then extreme speed to probably finish him off once my attack is a lot lower, or a lot higher, but yeah, he's boosting his attack here. Uh-oh. Yeah, so this is like somewhat interesting. I think this game is like relatively close. So here I'm going to go for my stab move. I got defense from the max Steel Spike, so I don't think I'm going to die to another hit. This will get as much damage as possible, and then hopefully I can guard and then kill with an extreme speed. Interesting. Different move. Why did that? Oh no. Oh, that's really gross. Huh. That was a really heads-up play by my opponent, because notably, unless I am remembering incorrectly, in which case I get to look like an idiot here, so that'll be fun. Oh, never mind. Maybe I should have just done that to start last time. When it says the terrain got weird, that's psychic terrain, which I am fairly certain stops priority moves. And so there was a pretty reasonable chance that I was going to look to extreme speed with Arcanine. And so that was smart of him to set that up. Smart of them. Okay, Barraskewda is bad news. I think I'm just going to opt out of the rest of my Dynamax here. He's almost certainly going to do... They are almost certainly going to do some sort of water move. They already used their Dynamax though, so... Now we just have to play normal Pokemon. I probably need to work something into my team somewhere to deal with water types like this. Liquidation, sure. Not particularly scary. Oh, and that's a Life Orb Barraskewda, and that's still all it could hit for? That's pretty gross for him. Her. It's even a girl Barraskewda. I'm gonna go for a substitute here. If they have a good switch, then I get this up for free. If they don't, you're gonna have trouble breaking the substitute in one hit, if that's all the liquidation was able to do. Yep, Throat Shout. Oh. Okay, and then, so this is the part where I need to play carefully, but I'm generating a huge amount of advantage here. So my opponent is going to attack, probably kill my substitute, because that Throat Chop did a little more than I expected. But then I'm going to get to recover and get all my health back. And meanwhile, they just keep hitting away with their Life Orb and are losing health every turn, and I've got leftovers healing me. So I can keep this up forever, they can't. So my opponent's going to have to switch first. Yep. Heal for 18, almost back to full. Or, not 18. That's not how that math works, but... They should, yep, see the writing on the wall, they know they need to switch. Hopefully they don't have a good switch. Butterfree. Sure. So one of the best things I would think that you'd want to do with Butterfree is look to use like Sleep Powder or something. I don't know. But that won't work because I have a substitute out, so... I'm a little scared of using Ice Beam because one item I've seen people running a lot is Weakness Policy, and giving a Butterfree a free Nasty Plot seems like one of the easiest ways to lose this game. So I'm actually just going to go for a Scald. Ah, no, we're setting up a sweep the other way. Yeah, Quiver Dance is really powerful. If I can get some good chip damage down with Melodic, though, which, yes, I will definitely be able to do, then this is another Pokemon that I can kill with Extreme Speed out of Arcanine. Notably, I wouldn't be surprised if the Barraskewda has Aqua Jet, which is a water priority move, but Extreme Speed is a weird priority move because it actually has +2 priority. So even if they were faster, and I got off and used Aqua Jet, my Extreme Speed would go off first. Okay, this just shows how powerful a sub-wall can be. That Psychic wasn't even enough to break the substitute, so opponent is in a lot of trouble here. Now I'm going to go ahead and go for the Ice Beam. Yeah, opponent surrendered. Okay, so cool. We got... good play. Arcanine was better than I expected him to be, which was kind of funny. And then Melodic was able to just wall out what they had left. So, alright, 1-1. Kind of better than I was expecting. Let's go ahead and get into one more. Alright, third and final match for today against Santoro. Let's see what we're working with. Tyranitar, man of good taste. Grimmsnarl, Fairy Dark, pretty annoying, but Iron Head can take care of that. Darmanitan, I have most often seen as a lead. That Pokemon's really annoying. Rotom Wash, very powerful, but kinda just dies to Tyranitar, because Tyranitar's awesome. Corsola is super good with Eviolite. That thing becomes extremely difficult to break through. And then Cinderace, well, we saw what happens with Cinderace. So, Tyranitar can handle a lot of this. I think Hydreigon is actually another good option here. And... probably Arcanine? Well, Melodic is good against everything except Rotom, and that's what Tyranitar is for. Like, I can switch him back in. So... Arcanine's okay, but not super great. I'll go with him anyway. I really like having an Intimidate switch in. You can just save yourself a lot of health, and we saw Arcanine was quite impressive last time. As I was saying earlier, it's not like I have this meta figured out. This is just one of the things I'm trying, and matchups like these illustrate that pretty clearly. Felt like my choices were not super obvious or good. Which is a little odd, because on average, like, the Pokemon that I have on my team is really powerful here. Alright, so this is Cursola. Cursola has a bajillion attack and defense and special defense in the presence of, or because it has an Eviolite. I'm just gonna go ahead, I'm not gonna burn my Dynamax yet, because I don't think I'd get that much out of it. I'm just gonna Crunch. I think Tyranitar does a lot of cool things, especially as a lead with Scarf, but he does not leverage Dynamax super well, aside from the doubling the health part. Okay, well, that's scary. Okay. Tyranitar burned, also pretty annoying. So they probably get off another move here. Oh, I can't. Oh, God. Yeah, that was not a great decision. Yeah. So don't be like me and be a fool. Cursed Body will screw you over. Wow, I just completely got wrecked here. So yeah. I just didn't even think. I clicked and it automatically, because you have a Scarf, it automatically selects next thing, yada yada. So yeah, kind of threw the game there. Pokemon is not a forgiving game. If you mess up, it's kind of over. Yeah. Which is unfortunate, because, like, if, for instance, it had infinitely less health because it's Strength Septum Melodic instead of a Tyranitar, who has a trillion attack, and I could have already been hitting it this turn instead of just switching. Also have my Tyranitar not just die to its own struggle. Things could be a lot better right now. That said, I think I'm going to substitute. I suspect a Will-O-Wisp is on the horizon, and I would prefer if that did not happen to me. Will-O-Wisp or even possibly Toxic. Nightshade, okay. Oh man, that's unfortunate. So, that substitute, if I had ever so slightly more health, would have held through a Nightshade. I have 202 health. If I had 204, then the substitute would be worth 51. So, if I start seeing something like this Corsola more often, then that's something I really need to consider. Moving the EVs around to see if I can get Melodic up to 204. Because avoiding, or being able to just kind of win against walls with a substitute because it takes 2 Nightshades is really powerful. That said, I think I'm going to get back a lot of the advantage I lost here. I've got the burn going. I'm going to go ahead and substitute again because I would prefer not to get Will-O-Wisped. If it just trades with another Nightshade, that's fine. I've got leftovers going and they're getting burned. Yeah. So basically, every turn I'm getting 1/16 of my health back, they're getting 1/16 taken away. I win this fight going long. Like I said, I really don't want to get Will-O-Wisped, so I'm going to drag this out as long as I can. I'm going to go for one more substitute. If they Will-O-Wisp, then I'll just get to eat it for free. And then, yeah, okay. Patience rewarded. So now I've got this extra substitute waiting. I can just recover, gain multiple Nightshades worth of health back, and meanwhile they're just bleeding out the whole time. So some people don't enjoy playing this way. I never used to, but it's sort of like how I love mid-range decks in Magic, just generating incremental advantage by making the right decision every single time adds up, and I find that really fun. Huh. Perhaps they don't know how Substitute works, because unless I like Dynamaxed or something, that was never going to work. Well, go ahead and Scald again. So yeah, gave up a pretty significant advantage by making a mistake. Got most of it back by being patient, so feeling okay about this game. Go ahead and finish this now. The one thing about slower teams, like what I'm doing with Melodic, say, is that you want to switch a lot, but my opponent has Stealth Rock down, so I really need to be careful about switching too much. Even if I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a good switch, switching into, say, Arcanine is really bad, because he's going to lose a quarter of his health every time. And that is unlikely to go super well for me. Okay, Sandstream starting back up. I'm just going to go ahead and fish for another Scald. If I can get the burn, then Tyranitar's attack will be cut, and I can probably just stall him out forever. Tyranitar has massive attack, so it's possible that I'll just end up getting kind of wrecked, since Melodic's defense is not that high, but yeah, they're Dynamaxing here. If I can get the burn, I think I should still be safe. If not, I might be dead. Oh god, is that a weakness policy? Man, I'm so tired of losing this crap. Just everyone puts weakness policy on everything. Yeah, I'm super dead. And my Tyranitar's burned, so there's like 0 chance of me killing. Yeah, that's probably it. I know it's just people playing well, but like, the main thing that Tyranitar gets hit with, in my experience, is, what is it? I'm actually going to use Earthquake here. It'll hit for more damage, and you can't flinch a Dynamaxed Pokemon. So. Oh, it's with fighting moves, and he just dies anyway. So, like, yeah, Jesus. Yeah, and he gets an extra stage of strength here. So he's up 3 stages. Yeah, weakness policy has been something that's just been getting me a lot. It's really frustrating. Okay. Got 1 stage down, but I'm still just basically dead to a max Rockfall. Stealth Rock, really good against Dynamax, since I just start down a stage effectively. Huh. Let's see, he used a max Darkness, and then he used a max Knuckle, so I'm actually going to max Guard here. This should block whatever it is that he's trying to do. And then their Tyranitar will shrink back down, go back to its normal health pool, and then I might actually be able to steal it with a max Steel Spike. Ding. Yeah. So if I can manage to kill with a max Steel Spike here, which is not guaranteed because Tyranitar is extremely bulky, then I have 1 Dynamax turn against their 1 remaining Pokemon plus Arcanine. so maybe I can pull this out. I don't even think this is gonna kill though, so... yeah, nope. Here it comes. Oh, I get an extra defense, so that's nice. Man, how come my opponent's hits their Stone Edges? Yeah. Basically lost that game to weakness policy. Feels pretty bad. I don't know what I'm supposed to do about that. Just not scald the Tyranitar. Like, I don't know. So, we'll see if I play more Pokemon on this channel. I hope people enjoyed watching me get my butt kicked a bunch. Hopefully next time I will have figured a few more things out, because that wasn't terribly pretty. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.